Unfortunately, innocent people get arrested. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 of the more common ways that innocent folks wind up getting sideways in the criminal justice system. So, you may think, well, I can't get arrested. I haven't done anything wrong. Well, you might be surprised. So here's 5 ways that an innocent person can get stuck in the criminal justice system. Very common. You're riding in the wrong car. Well, what's that have to do with anything? Something I did when I was a teenager. You're riding in a car, your buddy has some weed or some cocaine or something else. You might be innocent. When I was in high school, I never did any of that stuff, but I had friends who did. I didn't really think anything of it. It was like, oh, that's his thing. Yeah, wrong. Thankfully, I didn't wind up in any trouble. But, if you're a passenger in a car and there's drugs or maybe stolen items, your buddy, hey, he stole a cell phone or stole a gun or whatever. Well, if you're a passenger in the car and there's stolen items in the car, you can be charged just because you're nearby. What happens is the cops pull over the car for whatever reason. Let's assume a legitimate reason here. And what happens? Well, the guy who really possesses it suddenly has a lapse in memory. Is like, hey, my gun, no, my drugs, I've never seen no drugs before. I don't know what you're talking about. It's your car? Cops go, it's your car, you know what's in it. And the law can support that sometimes. Well, you're in trouble. You may be completely innocent, but you still have to answer to the charges. And it's unlikely, even if you say, I didn't do it. Good luck convincing the cop. Cop's probably going to say, yeah, you can tell it to the judge. So that's one of the first and most common ways that innocent people wind up getting stuck in the criminal justice system. Another way is, well, you talk too much. So let's go back to the car example. People are they're innocent and they're trying to explain their side to the cop and, well, say too much. You have an absolute right to refuse to talk. So the guy in a car, let's say there's 3 people in the car and there's drugs. One guy, he says, nothing, I don't have anything to say. Well, the guy who says, well, it is my car, and well, now they're saying, well, you know what's in your car. Keep your mouth shut. I say this repeatedly. And you have to understand that the police can sometimes lie to you during questioning, and they can do so legally. Look, if you just tell us, it'll be okay. Just tell us what's going on, and don't. Keep your mouth shut. A third way, misidentification by witnesses. This is sad. I had a robbery trial. They thought my guy was it. He wasn't it. So eyewitness testimony sometimes can be shockingly unreliable, particularly cross-racial. But, it's night or things happen fast or the guy's focused on the gun or whatever. Well, they pick you out of a photo lineup because they think it's you, or they've seen you in the police department because the cops brought you down there or they brought you for a show-up or whatever. You can be falsely accused. And that can end up in tragic, unjust kind of situations. Another situation, you have a bad roommate or a bad guest in your house. You live with somebody or you're hosting somebody who's committed crimes or does stuff. Well, cops come, they do a search warrant. You're there, hell, you're visiting for a barbecue or something, but they find drugs everywhere. Guess who gets caught in that net? It's a good chance it's you. They may do one of these, well, we're going to arrest everybody and let the judge sort it out. Doesn't do you much good because now you're stuck either having to get a court-appointed lawyer or hire a lawyer, and you're worrying about, well, am I going to be free or am I going to be locked up somewhere? So that's another way that innocent people can get sucked into the criminal justice system. And the 5th way that I see is sometimes people post things innocently or stupidly on social media or by text. They might post a joke or a meme or a vague comment that's interpreted as a threat. Might wind up in a harassment case or criminal solicitation. And yes, these things are sometimes used in court to try to nail somebody into a conviction. So, unfortunately, being innocent is not always enough to avoid a conviction. Sometimes innocent people wind up getting locked up and going to jail or prison. So what do? Well, the first thing, the earliest and the fastest you can, you call a competent criminal defense lawyer. If you want our help, give us a call. The phone number's below. I'm attorney Andy Siegel. I hope you like these videos. I try to educate folks. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. If you like it, be nice and give me the thumbs up, of course. And if you think somebody could see this or needs to see this, please share it with them. Thank you for watching.